Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Open Door Live. One more time, we have made it around through the week. 7 days, we're back here. And tonight, we continue Style Month at the Open Door Live. And I have tried my hardest to bring you the best in fashion, style, barbers, beauticians. I've tried to give you all that you need because July is the hottest month of the year for me, especially in Alabama. So I said, with it being so hot, let's talk about all the hot styles and fashion out there. So tonight, I am bringing in world-renowned stylist, world-renowned stylist, Miss Gugu Atkins. She is coming in, man. My mind is blown. Because have y'all seen the looks that she put together? Y'all know Mary. Y'all seen the looks. Y'all seen the endless award shows and the endless music videos and all the clientele that she does. She's here with me tonight. So I hope you got dressed to impress tonight. Did you put your good clothes on? I put my good clothes on. Try to put my stuff together. Y'all, let's light this up. Let's have a good time tonight. It's gonna be a good show. Y'all ready? I'm ready. I am. I really am. Hold on. Y'all, I'm inspired just to see y'all in the room tonight. Really, truly, I am. Because y'all know why we're here. Let me just remind you why we're here. We're here for the door knockers because the Bible says, knock on the door and the door shall be open unto you. We are here for the faith walkers because we walk by faith and not by sight. When you put it all together, we're walking into the doors that God has opened for us, the countless opportunities that God has set before us. But sometimes we need a little inspiration. Sometimes we need a little extra push. And that is what this platform is all about. Just to be the extra push. I don't want to be much, just the push. So if you feel like this is you and you need a little help pushing your brand, your idea, you say, listen, I'm trying. I need help me. I'm here for you. That's what I'm here for you. So come on, send me an email, give my management team a phone call. We will blast your stuff right here. Whatever you have going on, we will make sure that we do our best to promote you in the best light that we possibly can. So reach out to me. And with that being said, let's take my time and take a deep breath, okay? Tonight, our spotlight business entrepreneur, kingdom worker is Miss Shaniqua Neek Smith. Now, I'm gonna call her Neek. She is a powerhouse singer and she sings with Elder Mark Moore Jr. If you go over there and check him out on Spirit and Truth, so shout out to Elder Mark Moore. She sings down heaven, but also is branching out and has launched a cosmetic line. And what I'm gonna do is, y'all see the line is Linnell's Beauty, okay? And she has the lippies with a nice color that's gonna treat your lips right, get you together for the spring, summer, and fall. But what I'm gonna do real quick is slide in my model who is wearing her lippies tonight. So hold on, special guest tonight. Have a seat, my love. Introducing none other than gospel artist Natasha Staples White.
It's me and hubby.
Yes.
I'm so excited about my new lippies. Look.
Okay.
Tonight, I'm wearing Temptation. And
We're fighting temptation tonight?
No, we're not fighting temptation.
We embrace the temptation?
We're
married. Okay. Oh, Joe, no bullshit. Okay. Okay.
Also, I have City Girl as well, which is really, 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 really cute. And this is kind of out of my comfort zone, so I'm excited. But I'm a red girl, and I love this. It's a lip gloss, but it's a matte. It goes on really smooth, and it dries really fast. I love it, guys. I really love it.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Y'all give it up for a model. Give it up for a model, y'all. Give it up for her. That one's mine. She's mine. Love you, baby. Wait, church, baby, come on. Love you, love you, love you. All right, so y'all, she throw me off sometimes. Love her. So that's our spotlight for tonight. Shaniqua Smith will be talking to me on IG at the Open Door Live as soon as this interview is over. So I can talk to her about the brand and how she birthed it. And that's a whole nother interview all by itself. So that'll happen after this interview. So make sure. And the link is in the bio so you can order it yourself. That sound good? Good to me too. All right. So tonight, our special guest is none other than Miss Gugu Atkins. Okay. And y'all, I'm church. So I want to do my church announcement. Hopefully she's sitting over there looking like this in the bishop's chair. Miss Gugu is known commonly for her styling of her sisters. However, her empire branches out beyond styling. Gugu has just launched GGA Curves, which is her own brand and her own line. So that link is in the bio. Actually, what link is in the bio is her website. That'll take you to that product and to her t-shirt line, Smart Mouth. So I don't think she has a smart mouth. I think she's an angel. I think she does amazing work. But she says she has a smart mouth. But that's the name of her brand. She's doing that. She also is an actress as well. She wears so many hats. And I felt like for those that were looking and aspiring to be fashion designers, those that are looking for inspiration with your own dressing and your own style, to be an entrepreneur, she was the person we needed to talk to tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and I'm going to walk to the door and I'm going to let her in so we can have a brief discussion with the mogul, the fashion icon, the queen, Miss Gugu Atkins. So let me go ahead and open the door and let her in. Miss Gugu, how are you doing tonight?
Whoa, that was something intro.
I mean, you're worthy of it. You really are worthy.
Good. That was some kind of intro.
You think so? Was it a good one? Was it a good church intro? What are you pleased with the intro?
It was a very good one.
Okay,
very
good.
Yes, thank you.
Listen, so first of all, I'm happy to hear that. I want to first tell you congratulations on launching your own line. How has that been? Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I want to know, with your styling, what was the initial process? Because I watched the video and I posted that this week on my platform of how you started. You were singing background. You made up in your mind. You were like, I'm too old. You said something powerful then. I'm too old to be doing something I don't want to do. And you said you were going to be a stylist. What was that thought process? And like, what were the pros and cons of actually diving into becoming a stylist?
Well, I didn't have, well, like a lot of people grow up knowing what they want to be. I didn't see stylist. I didn't know that stylist was a job. I had style, and I needed work. And so I was just going to use my gifts and talents and resources to work for me. I didn't even know that a stylist was a job. I thought that rich people were fortunate enough to buy their own clothes. I didn't know. You know, people had to pick out looks for them. I thought all people that could afford expensive clothes had great style. And but anyway, so I did not know anything about being a stylist. It kind of came about from a place of I needed some work, and people would ask me if I was a stylist here and there. So I was like, well, what type of work? Like sometimes background singing and stuff, it dries up, and that's what I was doing at the time. And I was really just ready to move on, and I just started saying that I was a stylist, and so I started, doing the work. So that's how the thought process came. I wanted to eat.
Listen, and that's Bible. Man, don't work, you don't eat. So you found your niche, and when you started actually doing it, like, was this something that you were doing already at the household? Like, were you the one that was styling? Like, I'm gonna steal Gugu clothes. I'm going in Gugu's closet. Can Gugu get me together for da 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 da? Like, was this like the normal thing in the household growing up?
No, Erica did hair, Tina did makeup. So they were actually in the fashion game long before I was. I was like dabbling in makeup when I was younger, but no, I was not like the fashion person in the house as who that wasn't. My mother is very stylish. Now there were certain she didn't have resources to create the styles that she wanted because she didn't have a lot of money. But she was just very stylish and very creative. So we would, our mom always took care of it. Like our mom did not put us in embarrassing clothes because she had good style.
I respect. Listen, Miss Honey never lets us down. So I can attest to that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So let me ask this. So you branching out
Thank
and
you.
yes, ma'am. You're branching out, you're becoming a stylist and you're doing clients, you're building your clientele. I know one of the pitfalls, especially dressing different sizes and styles with people with their insecurities. How do you usually deal with someone that says,
Mhm.
okay, because I'm gonna say
Mhm.
this, my mom was a full-figured lady, but she always dressed really nice, and she knew her assets, and there were things that she didn't show. You know what I'm saying? She dressed for her size. My wife, she will tell anybody. She's like, I'm a full-figured girl. There's certain things I like to hide, certain
Uh-huh.
things. So do you make people fight through their comfort zones, or do you usually say, well, since you don't like your shoulders, we'll keep your shoulders covered up, we'll hide this, that, and the fourth? How do you usually address that with your clients? Are you trying to push them into new territory when it comes out of style?
Well, I'm not. I don't intentionally try to push people into anything. It's just that their style is not like mine because they're not a stylist. So
Yeah.
naturally, most of the stuff that I'm into that I like, a lot of times they don't like it just because my mind's different than theirs. And so with people with insecurities and stuff like that, I mean, I've been in the game for a minute. I can look at a person and pretty much tell you what they're probably going to be concerned about anyway. But
Yeah.
you do have some people who have like a body dysmorphia type of situation where it's like, sis, that's not even going on. You know what I'm saying? And everybody sees all this beautiful skin and complexion and eyes and shoulders and whatever and legs, and then they want to make a problem with the fact that your arms are chunky or you know what I mean, or your calves are big, whatever. If they want to make up an issue with that, that's their issue. That's not your issue. You know what I mean? And so sometimes there's a certain amount of just therapy and psychology that kind of goes into it because
Yeah.
you have to explain to people that they're not seeing what they are seeing. And I always try to be sensitive, especially working with artists and stuff, because it's like they're the ones that are about to go in front of all those people, so they need to feel comfortable and they have a certain level of jitters and insecurities and anxiety or whatever, if you will, because there's so much on the line. And even though I may blaze and whatever. If someone does say something about their arms, it'll almost be like, "See, I told you," but it's just like, but that's just them. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that it was bad style or that there's anything wrong with you. It's like that person probably was going to point out anything that they felt like they could have pointed out. But I always try to go into it with recognizing what issues are, doing my best to kind of take those into consideration and conceal certain things, but just being realistic about being free to dress in a way that you want. You know what I mean? Like I don't allow it to put me, put my styling in a box. You know what I'm saying? Because
Gotcha.
I can't do this, I can't do that. And now, at this point, I'm very selective about who I take on because I'm just not doing a lot of styling these days anymore. But if I see that a person has a lot of anxiety and a lot of concerns in that way, then I really a lot of times won't take the client. Because another thing is I am not a therapist. I'm a stylist. So I don't mind, kind of coaching you and making, kind of reassuring you about certain things. But at the same time, sometimes if it gets to the point where I can't do my job, I can't create, I'm doing more therapy than creating. I'm doing more, oh my God, I just want them to be happy. Like if I'm doing more of that, then it's just not even worth the job for me because you know what I mean? It kind of feels like I'm a slave a little bit. Ooh, you don't want to make Master mad. And so I just, so if it feels like it's going to go that way, a lot of times I just won't even take the job.
I respect it. I respect it. And I think you've paid your dues to like you work hard enough. I don't say pay your dues.
Uh-oh, you
You work
froze.
hard enough that your time has to be cherished. because you make masterpieces. I was looking, and because I was looking at your line. I was looking at the line, and one of the pieces you had there was the Rich Auntie Duster. And I said to myself, I was like, come on. Like, it's so out the box. It's so, you're doing your own lane. You're changing. Oh, hold on. Make sure you're still there. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry. 1 second. My phone is being wanky.
That's okay. It's okay.
Okay, say it again.
I said,
say so it
again. You're blazing your
the
own.
Rich Auntie Duster. What about it?
First of all, I want to know how the name came about. Was this a memory of an auntie that you had, or this just screams Rich Auntie Duster to you? Can you hear me? I think we're freezing up just a little bit.
It was breaking up real bad. Yeah, say again.
I said, with the Rich Auntie Duster, was this a memory of an auntie that you knew, or did it just scream Rich Auntie to you?
It just screams Rich Auntie to me.
Okay, all right.
It just looks fabulous, like caftans and dusters, especially with the gold embellishment. It just screams Rich Auntie to me. It was green. It looked like money, and it screamed Rich Auntie to me. When I put it on, that's the way I felt, and that was the name it came up with.
Listen, I was loving that all the personal touches of the actual line itself. So that's why I'm saying, like, you can do the styling, but you are a style icon. So you totally have so many things that you're doing. And even down to the t-shirts. So let's get down to the whole idea behind the t-shirts. With the Smart Mouth t-shirts, which I think, I know I got some people in the comment section, and one person I want to shout out is Jerry Carusa, who loves you, and she tries to glean her fashion and style from you, body shapers and all. She'd be like, goo, 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 goo. So, how did the t-shirt line come around as well?
Thank you. You know, I'm a quick-witted person, and a lot of times when you quick-witted, people say certain things, and they don't expect that come back that quick, or they didn't expect that response, or they feel like you needed a minute to pull yourself together. Well, that ain't me. Like, I'm quick, and I come back quick. So, you know, it's not smart mouth in a bad way. It's just, you know, catchy little sayings and things that I felt, you know, was worthy of being put on a tee.
I respect it. And once again, let me go ahead and direct the people up or down to where the comment section is, because I got all the links. I have your website, which has all of the products right there. So there's no, y'all can go buy the clothes. Y'all can go buy pieces. I posted, I want y'all to buy 6 or 10 pieces. That's what I want them to buy, 6 or 10. Not 1 or 2, but 6 or 10. So I want to make sure I put that. You don't even have to do a shameless plug. I'll put the plug in myself. But so,
yeah.
All right.
Buy one
now
for
that
the
you have
flyer.
all these brands, ma'am. So now that you're juggling all these brands and you're a CEO, how is styling and making it all come together? Like, how is life for you now? Now that you're opening different endeavors, just being a boss and being a fashion icon yourself, what does life look like for Miss Gugu?
Uh-oh. Say it again. You said now that I'm juggling brands as a CEO.
Yes, ma'am. What does life look like for Miss Gugu? How has juggling?
It's
been?
really, yeah, it looks pretty hectic. Popularity makes you an influencer, and I'm still adjusting to the influencer stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot that comes my way. It's a lot of opportunities, and you have to be ready for them. You know, and so yeah, so I'm trying to make sure I take advantage of those opportunities. I make sure, you know, I manage those relationships, those work relationships well, and get in as many as I can. Because get in. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my hair. Get it while the getting is good. And so between that and between making sure, my T-shirt line and both my clothing line are actually on hold a bit, just because of all of the COVID issues. My clothes are manufactured in India, and the numbers are high. So, there's a bit of a pause. I mean, the things that I have left, I can sell those, but re-getting them, so that can become an issue. So that can be really frustrating. Like every day I'm calling, like, hey, where's my stuff? And then with the T-shirts, like, the first round of T-shirts were okay, but they were not what they were supposed to be. So I had to get a whole new team and just all of that kind of stuff. And getting people who are so excited about wanting to work for you, and then when they work for you, they didn't realize it was that much work. And so it's just like, and so then you think you're doing good and not realizing they're getting overwhelmed, and then they'll just disappear. It's like, so guess who has to do it? When anybody backs out, I have to do it. I got to fill in the blanks. And so doing that just really doesn't allow a lot of time and energy for me to do a whole lot of styling. I still like styling. And so that's why I'm a lot more selective about who I take on and the projects that I take on. I like to call myself a special event stylist, because it's not something I do every day or all time. But yeah, as a CEO, it's like you have to know every function and know how to do it well, and you have to jump in there at any given time. And so that's life of a CEO. So it's right now I need 2 interns, and it's just that whole process is really scary. Yeah, it's super. It's so much that goes into it, and a lot of rules that are like in regular settings that are normal, they're not in this setting. You know what I'm saying? Even something as simple as I made a joke on Facebook the other day that the guy at the post office was like, "Oh, you forgot your tracking number. I'm gonna have to spank you, beautiful." And I was like, and then he looks and he wrote my address down for my ID, and he said, and we wrote on the piece of paper, he said, "Oh, you still live here?" I was like, "Oh shoot." So there was a lady in the post office who was a fan, and when I saw her, I was like, "Oh, hey, can I speak to you for a second?" I kind of was like overly friendly to get her to come out there and talk to me, and and then he said, "Oh, write your phone number down in case we can't get your package. We'll call you." And I said, "Now I ain't never been asked that, so I'm keeping a strong front, like I'm cool, but on the inside I'm shaking in my boots because I've been stalked several times. My sisters have been stalked. We've been threatened. Our lives have been threatened. Threatening text messages. People have said all kind of stuff. You're gonna think I'm saying, and I'm gonna slide some steel in your guts before you knew what happened." People showing up in 3 different cities, and it's like, wait a minute, and then the next thing you know, they're on the same floor as you as your hotel. So when this man at the post office said that, it triggered that thing when different ones of us, myself, being stalked and having situations where it was unsafe, and I'm just like, I'm a black woman and I live alone and I have a gun, but I don't really want to, I just don't want that kind of drama. So that sort of stuff. So you have some people, interns and stuff that'll, "Oh, I'm over here at Goose House," and they'll let people know where you live, and it's like, God, you can't do that, or, and so people have to know the industry. They think that they're being friendly. I've had people send me flowers just being nice, but I'm like, you're not supposed to have my personal address. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. So it's a different set of rules when you're working in different instances, and sending flowers has never been anything wrong. The man at the post office, he was probably just flirting and probably just whatever. Maybe he wasn't going to be a stalker, but it scared the living daylights out of me. And so it's just a different set of, most people would have like, "Oh, he's just playing." But because I've been stalked and threatened, I was telling somebody I blocked probably 10 people a day. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I would have been over, however many million followers if I had to stop blocking people. But people aren't aware of the backside. So a lot of times when you come into working with people that deal with this sort of stuff, it's a different set of rules. You get what I'm saying? Like, passwords and addresses and stuff like that, and numbers, that's very private. And, certain things that are normal in regular settings, they're not in these settings. And sometimes communicating how it can be difficult or uncomfortable or improper can kind of not be easy. Easy conversations to have, and so it's like you gotta have to deal with people who know, even though you want to give those nice people that are just being nice a chance, sometimes they're not knowledgeable of some of the dangers and stuff that come with, working with, people who are popular TV personalities and that sort of thing. And so that part is where it gets a little tricky, and then just meeting new people and disclosing information, and it's like, okay, now this person has my information. Okay, that person, it can be a little scary, somebody could get mad at you and threaten you and do something with your social media page. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? You think you're getting something monetized to come to your account, it's going to their account. These are all things I've dealt with. So again, this is kind of what comes with it, and this can be a little. That's kind of how it is. So I need 2 interns, but
Listen, with a good disclaimer, like, listen, this is what the industry looks like, but y'all, I need 2 interns. No, and that was my next question was, do you do internships with your branding? But I need to pause and get back to the meat of what you just said, because you also said something the other day about, and I guess you just being you're very vocal, and I love your boldness and your confidence when it comes down to speaking up for yourself and other Black women. I'm going to stand in the gap for all Black men tonight and say that Black women, I love y'all, and I want to make sure y'all are protected. And that bothers me to no end that young man on his job would take the time to be that unprofessional and cross that many lines.
Even when we were talking a few different occasions, he had said, he was saying stuff under his breath, so I conveniently didn't hear him, but it was a lot of beautifuls and sexies and little comments and little whatevers, and I was like, as you were like overly verifying my address, as you were asking me, oh, you live here right now? I was like, okay, all right.
So Google's coming out with a line of tasers real soon.
Right.
Tasers and pepper spray. But no, I really feel like, and what you were talking about the other day was the fact that the Black woman was in the store and the other Caucasian, the Karen, she attacked her, but she turned around and no one really came to her rescue. And Black women oftentimes, and I know this live has taken a turn, but this is what it is. We want to talk about it because it needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
That Black women, a lot of times, as you're working and you're doing amazing things, you're a CEO, you are a stylist, you are world-renowned, and you're still having to deal with the attacks and not really having someone. I'm not saying no one could have came to your rescue then, but even now, hearing about it, I'm on the defense because I just really want to be a voice right now to say that Black women are loved, and you don't have to put up with. I hate you have to deal with it. So, on behalf of all Black men everywhere, I apologize.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
It touched my heart.
A lot of times, even with the lady in the store, I was just like, a lot of times because Black women are strong, and I'm a strong woman, and I'm not very woe is me, not because I don't feel those feelings, but because that's just naturally not my personality. But that doesn't mean I don't hurt. It doesn't mean that I'm not afraid. It doesn't mean that I don't feel. Just because a person is brave, you still check on them. And I was just like, that woman could have very well. There's been so many times, and I'm sure it's probably, I can't see the comments. I tried to see them. I don't know how to see them.
Okay.
But there's probably been times when people have, when there's been times when I've worked and I went out there and I killed it, right? But I went home and I felt so bitter. I felt so overwhelmed. I felt so drained. I felt so whatever. And so luckily I have God, and I know you get on your knees, you pray, you fast, you do some self-care mixed in with, replenishing yourself in the Word and with God. You know what I'm saying? And just and refilling yourself. But there are times that very human side where you go home and you really feel beat up on, and it looked like you won the fight, but it was still a fight. You know what I'm saying? And even in that situation, like, she was cool, calm, and collected because that was her personality. However, she probably went home like, dang, that's traumatizing to know that nobody came to your rescue. That's traumatizing to know that these police officers could have Sandra Bland me, because at the end of the day, they came in telling her, oh, put her phone down, dealing with her as if she was the problem. But if I put the phone down, then it wouldn't have been documented that this lady attacked me. So now it's an attack to her because I'm holding my phone out. And again, after all of this, even the people in the door, nobody said, oh my God, I'm sorry, you okay? It doesn't matter if she seemed like she was okay. It doesn't matter if she seemed like she was unbothered, because sometimes we push it through those moments because we don't have the option to crumble. And so we're strong. When we go home, it's like we feel completely overwhelmed, completely beat up, completely uncared for, because it was like, dang, that was hard. Nobody gave me a hug. Nobody said you're going to be all right. Nobody said, I'm sorry you went through that. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like she was, so because she was strong, nobody checked on her. And because the nut was a nut, everybody checked on her. And to the point where they made the victim feel like she wasn't the victim because she was strong.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So it's just, the dynamic has to change. Hopefully,
Yes.
conversations like the one we're having right now will spark more conversation and spark change. Sometimes you have to be the change you want to see. So
Yes.
that's why I'm like, all this stuff typed up and all that stuff, it means something to me. But at the
Okay,
end of
I'm
the
sorry.
day,
We can get back to it.
no. Here's the reality. God allows stuff to happen. God allows conversations to take place for a reason, because there are other women that are bosses and they are going to be going climbing the ladder. And I'm going to go back to Jerica. Jerica is a young woman who works corporately, but she also does graphic design, and she is in the move, and she's making moves to be a boss as well. And she's like a sister to me. So I try to protect her, and she's dealing with the same stuff you're dealing with. And the fact that you're able to be as strong as you are and maneuver, this is why you're here right now. This is why I wanted you to be on, not just because you're fashionable and stylish, it's because you know how to maneuver in integrity, and you've built a brand. And just because you are the woman that you are, it's not about just the surface level stuff. You're here for more than that. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for noticing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't even know how to even. Lord help us. God is good. So let me ask this. In your branding, and well, not even your branding, when it comes down to just Goo being herself, we're gonna keep it right on track. So you're being a boss, and you're handling finances, and you're handling juggling this, that, and the other. When it comes down to shopping for Goo, are we shopping like on impulse, like I gotta get it, or are we saying I'm gonna wait till this goes on sale? Like, what does life look like for Goo?
Shopping. Every now and then, I get something in my head and I have to get it out.
Okay.
But for the most part, I am collecting ideas and inspiration as I just maneuver regularly through life, right? So I did, like, so for example, I'm going to Atlanta in a couple weeks. I'm not even aware of the fact that that right now I'm gathering ideas. So what I mean is, the week before, it's like, what am I going to? Oh, Lifestyle Honors Award. I'm being honored at this thing. So as I'm going, when it comes to that week, I'll come all the way back to today, which is 10 days or however many days prior. And then I'll say, oh, yeah, that's right. When I was looking for something for Erica for so-and-so, I saw something in a magazine, or I saw something in the store. And so I'm gathering information even when I don't realize I'm gathering information. You know what I mean? So because I see so much stuff, I'll just go back and be like, oh, that's right. I saw this here. Or sometimes I'll just buy a shoe, an orange shoe, like it has nothing to do with nothing. And some people don't move away. Sometimes I'll see fabric and I'll go have my seamstress make something up for me for nothing. And then something will come up, and then that's when I'll wear it. I'll have a lot of boutiques that I partner with, so they like it when I travel. So when I'm traveling, they know I'm finna show out. So when I'm going on a trip, I'll say, hey, boutiques, I'm going on a trip. My DMs go crazy. And so then they'll all come in, what you looking for? And so I'll, break down to them the looks and stuff that I want to go for or whatever. And then, we'll do it that way. But it's just, it just really depends. But I'm like a sponge, so I'm gathering information even when I'm not aware that I am. So I just did a couple things for Erica. She sang at the Congressional Black Caucus. She's doing like the McDonald Gospel Fest. And then I just did a commercial with her for OnStar. And, so even in my shopping and stuff like that, I see stuff that I'm not even, it's not at the top of my mind. At the time that I see it, I'm like, oh, I want to get that for something. But later on, like 2 weeks from now when I'm, going on a date, I'll be like, oh, I thought I dressed in the Gap. You get what I'm saying? Or I saw that in, Nordstrom or whatever, and not even aware that I took it in. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm gathering information, and I'm not realizing I am. Another thing I do is because, with your phones and stuff, they listen to your conversations. All of a sudden, you talk about luggage, and luggage start coming up on you. Yeah, all your devices can hear you and hear and all that or whatever.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so it comes up, and they call it algorithms, and I'm like, no, that ain't no algorithm. How you gonna come up with luggage on my phone? And I was talking about luggage. I didn't go to no luggage site. So when you have your microphone on, they hear everything. So anyway, stuff will just come up. Stuff will come up. Bathing suits will come up, clothes, shoes, and stuff like that. And because now that I do believe that there are some algorithms or whatever, so they probably could see what I'm into. So a lot of stuff comes to me that way. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I'm on all kinds of designers' pages in all of these countries, Dubai and all of the Kosovo and all these different countries where they're conservative. They may not be Christian countries, but they're conservative. So I like the cover up, and I'm like, ooh, a lot of my Christian artists, these will be dope. So these people are, very, very fashionable, very talented designers, and they just so happen to have a natural conservative thing about them because they're conservative, so conservative designs. And so a lot of times I'm up following people that no one's ever heard of, and they've never heard of me. And, I was inspired by their page, 15 followers, I don't care, as long as it's great content. So I've taken a lot of ideas that way too, not realizing that I'm taking it in. But I so many nights I'm up like, oh, she's awesome, you know what I mean? And I'm just finding all different types of people. That and nails. Nail stuff always comes up in my feed or whatever because I guess I click on a lot of that. But so that's kind of how I do my shopping. It just I kind of see it and pass, and it's not usual that I say, oh, I'm going to go shopping today. Like if I have a girls trip or something, we'll all go together just to make it cute. But 9 times out of 10, I already got stuff I probably got to do for promo. If I reach out to my boutiques and say I need some stuff, I'm going to get a floodgate of all, they're going to open and full of clothes and stuff. And so that's kind of how stuff comes to me. But yeah, I'm on Amazon and eBay and all that kind of stuff like everybody else.
Okay. So, and let me ask this. With all the clothes that you buy, are you one of those people that has like, I wore this on our first date, so I'm holding this for sentimental value. I remember I wore this to the first Stella Awards that I went to, So is your closet overflowing with clothes, or are you just like, I wore this,
no,
out of here? Like, how does that?
No. So I do have a lot of clothes, but I don't like clutter at all. I don't like clutter. I don't like a lot of stuff. My personal thing, the Holy Spirit convicts me, honestly, and everyone to each is her own. But for me, I can't go to my closet and not be able to push stuff back. I always have to have about that much space, at a minimum of that much space in my closet, which is about 8 inches of just hangers in my closet. If that's not in there, and I have several closets, but when that space closes up, I start removing stuff. So, because for me, until I get a house where I have more space, I'm not going to have that many clothes. I'm not going to wear that many clothes. And for me, it feels greedy and it feels stingy for me, not for everybody. So I don't want to be those people. I naturally have a lot of stuff because of what I do. And I have a lot of stuff that's just like for other people. Like one of my closets is completely just all for artists. It's almost like a storage for, everybody else. And so, or stuff that can be used for everybody else, stuff that's not in my size, special occasion stuff or whatever. And so, I like to give stuff away. Every now and then I sell it. For the most part, I give it to people. I don't like I said, I don't like clutter, and I like to feel like I'm being greedy and being stingy, just because things have been so like I get paid to wear people's clothes, so I can't be stingy and not want to bless somebody else with it. So I don't want to wait till it's out of style. I don't want to wear it 50 million times until they can't, and and some stuff I do keep. Some stuff is like, oh yeah, that was my first Stella dress, or that was the first or second thing I designed, or, the story behind some of the stuff. I do have some sentimental stuff, but for the most part, I do get rid of a lot of stuff just because I get so much stuff. And later I'll be like, dang, I needed that. I have so much other stuff, like, I'm never so sold on. And if I want it again, I just go buy it.
Okay, I got you. I got you. I didn't know if we could be expecting to see like the Google trunk sale coming up, or
Uh,
um, maybe that's another
I don't
endeavor.
know.
Maybe that's something from city
Yeah,
to city. Huh?
I've done that with some people on a personal tip. But again, for the most part, I give a lot away.
Yeah,
But again, every now and then I sell stuff, but it's just
yeah,
when it becomes a job, I'll be like, "Shy, come get this stuff and get it from me."
yeah. I got you, and
Yeah,
be done with it. I got you. I
yeah.
got you. I respect it. I respect you. Well, let me ask this because I know there's another thing you just gave me too. So you said in the middle of the night you're looking at designers. So, and also when it comes down to it, kind of designers and stylists, who were some of your influences when it came down to becoming a stylist and even now? If you go back, you like, I know I can go to their page. They always gonna give me a little bit of inspiration. They're gonna give me a little bit of
Oh, Zuhair Murad is great. Stephen Rowland is another one. A lot of the vintage Alexander McQueen stuff is stuff that just really um, is does amazing for me. There's a fashion house called Daughters of Nanyulam, and it's a collection of a group of a lot of different designers that they work with, and
okay.
they have a lot of just breathtaking stuff. And so that's like the breathtaking stuff. And so, but believe it or not, I actually get inspiration a lot of times from stuff like nature. Sometimes I'll walk past a unique looking flower and that color will be stuck in my head. That happens a lot, and I didn't realize it happened as often as it is. I first noticed probably like 6 or 7 years ago. I was jogging in my neighborhood, and it was this tree that was kind of ugly, but it was this little, really cute pink flower that was on it, and that color was just stuck in my head, and I had to get that color out. And so believe it or not, in that way, that's how I feel like I know that my not that's how I know that my gift is from God because His nature gives me so much inspiration. And so, yeah, sometimes taking trips, just like kind of those nature trips and hiking and stuff, I clear my mind and I get really inspired. I'm a dreamer. So a lot of times I'll go to bed and I'll have ideas just kind of downloaded, and I'm like, oh, thanks, Holy Ghost, and
Come on.
so yeah, so that's where a lot of the inspiration comes from. But as well as other designers and things that I see. But Zuhair Murad, like Stephen Rowland, and like I said, Daughters of Nylam, those people, when I go to their pages, I'm always just my jaw just drops.
Beautiful, beautiful. I got some research I got to do. So I got to keep myself
Yeah.
together. I can't keep wearing my little Bobby Jones suits. No, no slight to Bobby Jones. No slight to Bobby. But I'm trying to
Uh,
keep myself together. My wife be like, shit. But no, I
you can't.
keep myself fresh. Trying to keep it. Trying. But listen, you're doing an amazing work. Your
Thank you.
brand is strong, and hopefully you all that are here, y'all are hearing what she's saying. Y'all are
Yeah.
following her, which, hold on. Let me go ahead and let them know, just in case they're not on the bandwagon yet and haven't paid attention. I want y'all to keep
Oh,
up with Miss
thank
Google
you.
Atkins.
Oh,
Please.
thank you.
Yes, on
Alexa.com. All
IG.
right.
The Google on
Yeah,
Facebook.
send me that keep up. Oh, there's some chatting going on. Let me see. All right.
Yes. Let Google dress you. And the website is www.googleatkins.com. Listen,
Mhm.
make sure you guys don't just hear the conversation, be a part of the movement. Huh?
Yes.
So
Yes.
um okay, so I've got this thing I've started doing now. I just want to ask like 5 questions. Just five.
Okay, go ahead.
You just give me one or the other. Okay? Just one or the
Okay.
other.
All right.
So you ready?
I am.
All right. So sandals or flip flops? What's your the go to for you?
I don't know the difference between sandals and I mean not really.
Like, okay, so we're talking about
Because
like
flip flops are a form of sandal.
see now there you go. I can't ask a stylist that. It's so hard for me to make these questions. Okay, so
You mean everyday sandals or flip flops?
yeah,
Probably I'm more flip floppy.
I flip flop it. Okay, all right. I know this the separation of this one. Diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds.
You're a diamond girl. Okay, I can take that. Um, church hat or fascinator?
Church hat.
You a church hat girl?
Fascinator is a fascinator. A church hat can be so many things. A fascinator is one thing, and I would get bored. But a church hat is so many different things. It's
Okay.
a fedora. It's the culture. It's a lot of different things. So church hat.
Okay. I'm gonna take you back to about circa 2000. So, name on your earrings, a name on your belt.
Earrings. Name on your earrings.
Okay. So one last one. So, are we a herringbone or the link chain? What kind of chain are we? What kind of
link?
You link. Okay. All right. That's all I want to know. That's it. That's my just asking. Just my little questions.
Right. Just things you needed to know. Very important that you knew that.
Yes. Very important. Life-changing questions. But no, Miss Goo, I want to tell you thank you so much for taking out a little time to be an inspiration to the world, to let us take a peek into your life and see what you have going on. And we want to be a part, and we're going to follow you. And hopefully you're at 100, you're at 1 million right now. Hopefully we can take you to 1,000,000.1, maybe.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
Right. Well, y'all, I want to tell y'all, thank y'all so much for hanging out at the Open Door Live for one more Wednesday night. We want to thank Miss Goo. Y'all, if y'all enjoyed Miss Goo, say, I enjoyed her. I love her. Give it up for Goo. So, I'm going over to the Open Door Live on IG following this to go ahead and talk to Miss Neat Smith about her product line, and we can continue the support that we're spreading. We don't want to just buy Black. We want to support Black. And sometimes supporting Black is talking Black and being Black and pushing Black. So this is what we are. This is what we're doing. So, y'all, I love y'all, and I'm pushing y'all. So I will see y'all again next week. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.